Right here, we're walking north on Houston and looking at what was then the Texas School Book Depository. And at the 6th floor window there, they have a display up, but that was the window that Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly fired the 3 shots from. There are so many theories out there, it's just a matter of what you believe in, but that is the 6th floor window there, and that is where Lee Harvey Oswald was employed at the time. We were able to catch this tour guide here. Shout out to you, whoever you are. But he made the left from Houston onto Elm into that center lane in somewhat of a replica of the vehicle that the president was in. And you can see him heading down Elm Street there, approaching the first X on the street where the first shot entered the back of John F. Kennedy's neck. One of the key witnesses that by choice stayed out of the limelight was a 15-year-old kid by the name of Amos Ewings. Amos was standing at a pillar right across the street from the Texas School Book Depository, so he had an up front and close view of the president's limousine making that left onto Elm, and he was pretty much lined up with the 6th floor window at the Texas School Book Depository. And he was at a prime spot here because just in front of him, looking up 6 stories, was the 6th floor window that Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly fired the shots from. And according to Amos, he saw a rifle from that window and a man there, and he pointed the officers in his area to the depository, and that's where they went up and searched to see what was going on, where they found the rifle, the shells, so forth. If you haven't been to the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, I definitely recommend it. The floor now is a museum filled with different pieces of information on the walls, different facts about the case and photos. Very interesting. There are 2 sections of the floor that are glassed off, and one is Oswald's alleged perch. The 6th floor window, you can see pretty much how he had it. I don't think it's original boxes or anything like that, but it's original flooring, original walls, and with that you can get an idea of how it looked that day. On the other side of the building, in the other corner, is where they found the rifle and a clipboard. That is also glassed off. You can see a couple of freight elevators that look as they did back then, which is another interesting aspect of the building. You can take photos there, but not flash photography, and you cannot take any video. But you can go to the 7th floor and go right over the 6th floor perch and stand directly over the 6th floor sniper's nest and get some pictures outside of that window. And you can see how far it is, the distance it is down into the grassy knoll. And you can see where the X's are marked in the street there, what the shooter would have seen. This is Lee Harvey Oswald's wedding ring that he left in a cup on the dresser at Marina's bedside on the morning of November 22nd, 1963. This is the letter Z from the famous Hurt sign that was on the roof of the Texas School Book Depository. This is very interesting here. This is the hat that Jack Ruby wore when he gunned down Lee Harvey Oswald in the basement there. This is the tan suit worn by Detective James Lavelle, who was escorting Lee Harvey Oswald from police headquarters to the county jail. This model was built so that investigators could get a better visual on the grounds of Dealey Plaza and the potential trajectory of the bullets. I do want to say one of the museum curators there, Stephen Fagan, I talked to him in 2013, and he told me, in regards to the Zapruder film, I asked him, what do you think about the Zapruder film? And he said, one thing about the Zapruder film is that it'll tell you whatever you want it to tell you. And he's right. Depending on what you believe, the Zapruder film will somehow back it up.